Hey, I got a new camera. Isn't that kind of cool? Follows me? All right. I know it's been a little bit, but I'm back, and I have a really fun video today. I hope. I haven't filmed it yet. We're gonna obviously do that right now. So if you've been following along, I've been ordering tons of Gen 4 paddles to create our new design. Gen 4, of course, means that there's foam inside of the paddle and no plastic. So we had Gen 3, which was a combination that included foam and plastic. We'll be cutting open a couple of those today, but we'll also be dissecting pure foam so you can see what a full foam paddle looks like up close. And I guess I'll see for the first time too, because one sec. I've been so excited for these to come in the mail. I cannot wait. Let's just open it. Clip on my mic. So, spoiler alert, it's using the same graphic that we use on every prototype. So, you know, nothing crazy here, but holy friction surface, baby. Oh, that has some grit, and it feels so light. It's a shame I'm gonna have to cut this open. What a shame. This is the paddle that I've been waiting for the longest. This is the one, if you followed the other videos, I did the CAD design for live. It's got a layer of carbon fiber and a layer of fiberglass and a finished raw carbon face. So in case you've been wondering what's taken me so long to get videos out, well, I finally have the store up and running. So not only do I run Kiwilabs Pickleball, but I also have a few e-bike stores across Michigan here. So this is our newest location here in Grand Rapids. So if you're from Grand Rapids, please come say hi. I'm here every day from noon to 5. You know, just come by. I'm not open in the mornings right now because obviously mornings are for pickleball. So, you know, that's what this is, and that's why it's been taking me forever to get a video out. So I'm back at it, back on the pickleball mindset. Bikes can take the back seat. Let's go grab the other paddles that we're gonna be cutting open here. 3 paddles I wanna cut open today. This new one, which I really don't wanna cut open. Luckily I have 4. This thing, I just hit it into the net. I can't stress this enough. This is the best paddle I've ever touched in my life. I've had other paddles on here. I've said they're good. This is the best paddle I've ever touched in my life. Now there's a downside to that. It's gonna be way too powerful. Like this is the other hyper slice we've been talking about on the channel for the last month. We're gonna cut this open, see why it's so damn heavy. And then this one was the biggest disappointment of my week. So let me tell you about this. This is another full foam that I ordered. It is just pure solid foam, and I was very excited to get this as like my baseline essentially. It's using a super high density foam from a brand I've been working with here in the States. And long story short, what happened is, if you can look very closely, they took my print file, and my print files have like this pure black example paddle behind the graphics. They printed that over the paddle. So instead of the peel apply texture that's supposed to be here, this is all printed. It's just they printed the whole thing black, which is just insane to me, especially because the color I use on the demo file that I gave them isn't even black. It's like this off black gray color to like demonstrate like the roughness of like a peel apply texture. So they really dropped the ball. It's a shame too, because I've ordered samples from these guys in the past. It's a new factory. It's like I'm trying someone who I don't usually work with, but I've ordered paddles from them that were incredible quality. So I wanted to give them a chance to try to build these new ones. And man, they just really did not come through. Like, look at this printing too. Oh, it's finding my face. So you could see like the writing. I don't even know what happened there. And not only that, a few of these, the edge guards were literally detached when I opened them. So I don't know if they have a new factory or new people or what's going on there, but I will not be using that. And that is the hard way that you find out who you want to work with is by ordering these small batches and making sure they do quality work and then expanding your business with them. So, we live and we learn, but we are still going to cut it open to see, what the foam looks like, and mostly that, which is what we're working with. Now, so two more things here. I am going to film you guys seeing this new paddle because it is insanely powerful. It is just so, it's so fun, it's so cool, it's so awesome. You guys got to see it in action. Unfortunately, I just have a net to hit into, but hopefully it'll demonstrate a little of what's going on here. And then we'll get to cutting. Snip, snip. Okay. Can't get over it. It weighs nothing, hits harder than any paddle I've ever touched, but the dwell time is insane that you could just still pocket your drops. Please let this pass. I've got a lot of lab work to do now. Man, everything in my life I've been kind of against power paddles, right? But the way that this could grab the ball, it's so different than the Carbon True foam too. It's nothing like that. I've hit with that. That thing's way just, they're in different categories here. It's its own thing. It's so good. So good. Okay. So my tool for today, this is just a Dremel saw, and what I do, in case you ever want to cut your finger off at home, just dissect the corner. And I think that's the easiest way because these things are glued to shit to keep them together. The epoxies and adhesives that are used in this, it's a nightmare to cut open. I don't recommend it. So these are some other Gen 3s that I've cut open in the past. This is our actual go-to-market. This is the very first circuit. I'm gonna probably frame this somewhere, even as rickety as it looks. And then this is the earlier prototype of the circuit when everyone was hot on this edge foam stuff. So. Okay, we are back from all of the doom and construction, and I'm excited to show you guys what we got. So I'm gonna start with what I'm most excited about. So this, we're gonna get really intimate here. We'll put this mic right there. This is my core, the one that I made. So you can see my cutouts there. So this is what I was gushing about earlier as like what I think is the best paddle I've ever tried. You can hopefully up close see the density of the foam. The cutaways, there's more here that this was like the face adheres to this plastic so strong, or to this foam so strongly. Like I couldn't get it off in some parts, so you could see like the different directions of the carbon fiber and fiberglass used. Long story short, this paddle is, I cannot wait to, oh, it's so good. Something interesting that you'll see is, I guess our difference from, you know, you're probably saying like this is close to the carbon or whatever. However, theirs is not thermoformed, I don't believe. So we had a talk back and forth with the factory and the engineers there, and basically they talked me into thermoforming it. So you will see there's an additional edge perimeter foam here used in addition to this foam. So you'll see this is like a EVA that is actually a very rigid EVA, not a soft EVA. And then you have this much more like very large closed cell foam. So it's pretty interesting how that they mesh together and how they hit. I will say, I don't know how much work the cutaways in here are doing on this prototype. I am going to, as my next step here, do a pure foam one of this exact paddle, just with nothing here at all. And then in the counter to that, I'm also going to fill it with a different foam material as well. So the two next steps here, one, I'm just going to keep playing with this because obviously I need to play test it in like real games. But then I'm going to order, like I said, two versions. One that is pure dense foam plus one with the cutaways, maybe even adding more cutaways in a new design and filling them. I don't know with what material yet. It might be like an EVA, which would probably even make it too powerful, but or something really soft like we use in this other paddle here. So stay tuned. But yeah, this is our new beauty right here. Next, I'll show you another high density foam here. This is what was used on the misprint paddle, we'll call it. So again, we were talked into thermoforming this one too, or actually after I was talked into thermoforming the other one, this one was thermoformed as well. So you'll see it has an edge foam. This uses, again, that same edge EVA, but this foam is much, much different than the foam we just looked at. So this is super rigid. It almost reminds me of if you ever did a science project or with your kids or when you were young and you did like a solar system and you bought those styrofoam balls almost. It feels like a very dense, hardened version of something like that. It has the same characteristics of more of a dense styrofoam. So the difference of this is instead of closed cell, it's open cell. So if you look really, really close, and I doubt that you can even focus in on that, you'll see there's actually holes throughout it. And you know, we purposely did this too to see the different playing styles of the different foams. And what we're going to do, obviously, they're remaking these for us too, so we won't get a good feel of how this one plays yet because I literally hit it twice, and this surface is so slippery that you just can't get a good feel for what the real paddle will be like. So, you know, we'll try again here soon, but, you know, I'm not totally writing this one off, but, you know, right now they really lost good faith with me. So, moving on to the next one. This is going back to our Gen 3 style of a U-foam. And if you've noticed throughout these videos, I haven't been super clear on what we did on this one. So I'm glad to say that they did do what we asked, which is great. So basically, we did the same thing as our other paddle. So it's edge cells are filled here to give it that kind of mix of a Gen 1 feel. We did wider cells. And that again is to counteract the weight that's added with the foam here in addition to the plastic. I think it's something that needs to be done on these Gen 3s to help counter it. So these are actually 12 millimeter cells, which are huge. And on the latest version of this, I have 10 millimeter cells, and we'll probably end up with that versus this. But it's pretty interesting how they play different. And what you'll see is we have a mix of two very, very similar foams. You would never notice the difference really. So you can see it's spot checked essentially to enhance the sweet spot with a slightly denser foam and then a slightly softer foam with this white one. And it adds stability to the paddle. It adds a little more power. Like I think maybe we would experiment with going all of this darker, more dense foam, but it would probably be too powerful at that point. So this is similar to that, not as dense as the perimeter foam in the other ones, but a little more dense. So I think the biggest takeaway with this video, or what it should be, is just how crazy we're about to get in this paddle market, and the different technologies that you're gonna see, and really just every paddle is going to be so good for into 2026. 2025 is going to be a very, very, very long and hard learning experience. But 2026, you're going to see some incredible paddles from incredible people. You're going to see a lot of these latch on, and then you're going to see all of the, I don't want to say copycats, but the similarity people below it. Like I consider myself that in this industry too. Like I'm not trying to sound superior or anything. You're basically what I'm trying to say is we're going to see the good ideas latch, and we're going to see the innovations on those ideas into 2026, where I think we're going to settle on some pretty cool stuff. And I love where I don't love where testing's heading. Obviously, we'll talk about that later, but the doors that are opening with these new materials, paddles are going to be so perfect soon, so perfect. And this one, it's close. Man, is it close. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.